Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this fun, colorful card that I created using the Hey Chuck stamp set. This stamp set is a lot of fun, and you can find it in my online store. So let me set this aside, and I'll show you how to get started. I've got my basic white cardstock here, and I am going to stamp using my Memento since I'm going to be coloring this with my blends. I'm going to stamp here in the center, and then I'm going to bring my Rise and Shine and stamp here on the upper edge. As long as I'm leaving enough room around my chick, I'll have plenty of room to die cut them both. So next I'll color. Okay, to start with, I'm going to use the pumpkin pie on his beak and his legs. I'm using the dark here for this project. And then I'm going to move on to his swim trunks. And I'm going to use the light boho blue for his swim trunks. I'm doing straight coloring, but if you want to shade, you can. And then I'm going to bring in my dark wild wheat, and I'm going to do his legs quickly and his back wing. And underneath his collar here, of feathers, and underneath his wing. There you go, just quickly and easily. Then I'll bring in my light and go ahead and finish that coloring. And I'm going to do his eyelids also. Moving on to his tail feathers and his neck and crown, I am going to bring in the dark copper clay. And I am simply going to add a little bit of feathering to his crown, his tail feathers, and his neck here, and under his wattle. Then I'll bring in my light and finish. There we go, I've got that done. And I'm going to bring the wattle in here with the dark pumpkin pie. I forgot that earlier. So there you go. I'm ready to die cut my pieces and assemble my card. Okay, I've got my pieces die cut, and while I've been at it, I die cut a coordinating circle and flag, and it's okay for the flag to go off the edge. We're only going to use part of it here. So I'm going to start by assembling. I'm going to bring in my chicken. I've got the adhesive on my chicken, and I'm going to add that to the front of my circle. And then I'm going to add my designer series paper onto my boho blue. Adhere that down. You can use your grid paper to do this to make sure you're even if you would like. There we go. And of course, if you hang over the edge a little bit because of the cutting, you can just trim this off so it's nice and neat. There you go. You can also use your paper trimmer if you prefer. Now that I have that done, I'm ready to bring in my card front basic white panel and adhere this down. I'm going to do it slightly lower to the bottom. There we go. So I've got about a ½ inch here up on the top. Once I have that done, I can bring in my card front, fold it on the score line, and adhere this down. At this point, I want to decide where my flag is going to go. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball where my little chick is and where I want my flag. So I'm going to put it about here. So I've got 3 rows of dots that are sticking up, and I'm going to adhere that onto the card front like so. And then I'm going to adhere my little chicken. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals for this, so I'm going to add 4 dimensionals to the back and remove the adhesive. Once I have that ready, I can adhere that down. And the last thing is going to be my little Rise and Shine sentiment. Now this is going to go onto my raised panel, so I'm going to add a dimensional here on the left. Remove the backing, and I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive here on the right side so that I get it where I want it. And of course, the great thing about our papers are that they're nice and thick, so you can stamp on both sides if you do an oops. So there you go. I've got my sentiment in place, and I'm ready to bring in some shine. For my shine, I'm going to use these 2023 In Color dots, and I'm going to add a small one on the left and the right of the sentiment. And then let's see, I think I'm going to adhere a third one over here above my chicken's tail. There we go. A quick and easy project that I've stamped with the Hey Chuck stamp set. I think you'll really enjoy this stamp set, and it's perfect to team up with our fun color collection patterns. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.